Morning folks, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and this morning we're going to discuss chicory in our Materia Medica series. Stay with me.
Alright, this is a very small chicory plant. It's just coming up, and you can see it's got long lance-shaped leaves on it here, and it has a lilac colored or purple blue colored flower, and that flower only opens up when the sun's out and it closes at night. And there's another one over here on this gravel area that's quite a bit bigger. I'm going to show you. This is a larger plant. The blue flowers are opened up to the sun, and you can see all the buds on here where flowers are trying to open. And this plant has a taproot that you're going to want to dig up. Okay, so once we dig these roots up, we're going to have a taproot here, and that's what we're trying to collect and use. And we're going to have to clean this off really good with a scrub brush down by the creek and dry it out. Now we could dry it out around the fire to speed the process up, but eventually we're going to want to cut it into smaller pieces and roast it and then grind it up very much like a coffee, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, so let's talk about chicory for a minute and what it does for our body, because chicory has lots and lots of great health benefits as a daily drink, very much like you would drink coffee every day. The difference is coffee has caffeine in it. Chicory is more of a sedative. So chicory is going to make you relax a little bit more, whereas caffeine is going to make you hyper. That's why people drink coffee every morning. But the bitterness of coffee, as well as the bitterness of chicory, goes clear back in time to the reason that we eat salads before we consume a meal. Bitters are something that you consume before a meal to activate your digestive system and help your liver to release bile. And those things aid in digestion. Chicory is very good if you are susceptible to, or you have already, acid reflux or heartburn. Chicory will help to ease that and get rid of it, and it won't cause it like coffee sometimes does. So chicory is better than coffee for those people. Chicory is also a very good tonifier of the digestive system, and if you are bound up or constipated, it's a very gentle laxative. So taking chicory as a tea or a coffee substitute before bed, being a sedative, it will help you sleep. Activating your digestive system will help you to break down things in your body during the night, help you recover, and in the morning should help you to have bowel movements as well. So chicory is a great all-around plant. Okay, chicory is one of those plants that you can drink it every day and it's not going to hurt you. As a matter of fact, it's going to have a lot of benefit, much more benefit than things like coffee. Even though it's a sedative type plant and it's not a stimulant like caffeine, it has much better activities when it comes to your digestive system and your liver by releasing a chemical called inulin into your system, which is a probiotic that acts against the disease and not against the host. So we hear a lot about probiotics nowadays and getting probiotics in our system by eating yogurts and things like that. And inulin is a probiotic that's released into your system when you consume the chicory plant. And it's very good as far as its active ingredients against things like heartburn, digestive issues like acid reflux, and it's a general tonifier of the liver. And because it's a bitter, it will help your body to release more bile into your system to aid in digestion as well. Now, if we want to use this on the fly, we can just take these roots, scrape any of the outer bark off of them, and we can thin slice them to increase the surface area, and we can make a decoction with this root that will give us medicinal benefit for our digestive system. It would also be a mild laxative. The best way to store this long term is to dry roast it and grind it up like a coffee. It is a rootstock. But it will work like this on the fly, and that's really what we're trying to concentrate on in this series. Now let me show you what this looks like after it's been dried, roasted in an oven, and ground. Okay, so this pouch has got chicory in it that's been roasted and ground. And the difference between these two, medicinally, is not much. The difference between your ability to extract the medicine from the plant is a little bit different. You're not going to be able to extract as much medicine from this as you will something that's finely ground. Roasting it just helps to preserve it and gives it a better flavor. It's not really increasing or decreasing the medicinal value of the plant itself. It's just making it more palatable. And you can use this
just like instant coffee, and you can add honey or sugar to taste if that's what you desire. But it will give you the same medical benefits either way. You'll be able to extract the medicinal properties a little easier this way because it's a finer grind, so you've got more surface area. But as far as the chemical constituents go, you can get the same from either one if you had to do it on the fly versus something that you're going to use on a daily basis or save for later. Now, what do we do if we want to roast this, say in camp the first night, and have it ready the second day for consumption? That's pretty simple. Once we've thin sliced it like this, we can just put it in a pan. It doesn't have to be oiled or anything, and we can put it over a hot bed of coals and just roast it until it's dark brown. Just continually move it around. Don't burn it. Just roast it till it's dark brown. Remove it and then grind it up with either a mortar and pestle or between two rocks or with anything that you can smash it down with into a finer powder. And you have the same thing that we have in the pouch in a ground chicory type coffee. Okay, so I'm still using the Woodsman's Apothecary measurement system here for making medicinal. So I'm going to use a half of a Kupilka gill, which is about 2 ounces of chicory, to a half a bush pot of water. And you're going to make this just like you're making coffee. Now I'm going to put the lid on it and let it boil for a couple minutes here. Now we're going to set this off the fire, cover it, just like we would with coffee. Now, just like any other ground herbal that we're making, we could trap that mark, which is the material, the actual chicory itself, in a tea bag, in a bandana or something like that, and just put that in the water to decoct. But for some reason, I just feel like it makes better medicine if you let that surface area spread out in the water and roll in the boil. That could just be me, but that's the way I feel. So I'm going to take a filtration material and I'm going to filter this off into that to keep the grounds out of it. Okay, so once we've let this cool down, like I said, we can add some honey if we're carrying our Woodsman's Apothecary, or we could add some sugar to give it a little bit sweeter flavor if that's what we like in our coffee. But if you like black coffee, it tastes about the same. It's got that same coffee bite to it. And it's got a nice roasted aroma to it. Oh man, fantastic. But this is really good to drink at night before bed, like I said, especially on a cold winter night where you're warming yourself up, getting your body all warm on the inside, increasing your digestive activity to help you metabolize food in cold weather, and then a little bit of a sedative to help you sleep. This stuff is probably the perfect winter drink for the woodsman. All right, one of the things that I want to touch on real quick at the end of this video is what my buddy Bob Considine calls fight or flight. And when your body enters a fight or flight mode, what happens is you release more adrenaline. You release more energy so that you can be in that ready to go fight or flight mode. You might have to run for a long ways at high speed. So things like your digestive system in your body get pushed to the side and shut down. There's no reason to try to digest food if you're running, 3 miles. So when you're in that fight or flight mode, your digestive system doesn't work properly. And if you're in that fight or flight mode in an emergency scenario and you go to bed at night, you really need that digestive system to work properly so that you can metabolize energy for the next day. And when you wake up, you're not constipated and you can have proper bowel movements. The good thing about chicory is it takes care of all of those issues. It's a stimulant to the digestive system. It helps to create those probiotics in your system, those enzymes to help break things down. It also is a sedative to help you sleep at night, and it is a mild laxative. So for that reason, chicory to me is a very important herb for every woodsman to understand. Well, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. I appreciate you joining me for this video today. I thank you for all your support. I thank you for your views. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.